It's time. It's time for me to rate your guys' cars. A lot of you have been awaiting this video, and unfortunately for me, this is only the second part of maybe many more to come. Hopefully I'm only gonna do 3, but gosh, so many of you guys wanted me to rate your cars, so let's get to it. The way this is gonna work is I'm gonna look at my followers, I'm gonna see how many messaged me, then I'm gonna put all of their names on a wheel, then spin that wheel, choose 5 or 6 of those cars and rate them. Here's the wheel. Okay, I can't really spin this one, but you get my point. Before I start, I want to say that I'm rating these cars based off of 2 things. 1, looks. 2, performance. And now, when I say performance, has nothing to do with horsepower because the car could be super light. For example, the Porsche 911 isn't the most powerful car in the world if we're talking a base Carrera or a 911 Carrera T. However, they're super lightweight. They're 3,800 pounds, meaning the power to weight ratio is a lot greater than, let's say, I don't know, a freaking Lamborghini Urus, right? And now, a word from our sponsor. Water. Nah, I'm playing. Nobody's paying me to freaking say that. Stay hydrated. All right, so now I'm gonna spin the wheel. Let's see who it lands on. Looks like Ozzy with the Toyota Starlet. All right, so Ozzy, I want to be honest with you. This Toyota Starlet is absolutely sexy. I love this car. It reminds me so much of the rear end, you know, the hatch reminds me a lot of the EM1 Honda Civic SI, and the front end, you know, with the headlights, it reminds me much of the EK9 Civic Type R. So in terms of performance, based off what this car looks like, it looks like a base model, quite honestly. No offense. If it's not a base model, then again, no offense. And I did a little bit of research, and now I may be wrong, but based off what I read, this car can have horsepower as low as 54 horsepower or something along those lines, right? And it's definitely a lightweight car, but come on, 50 horsepower? What are you gonna do with that? But I may be misjudging. So in the comments, do let me know how much horsepower your car does have, because I could get this completely wrong. I'll change my answer. But for now, in terms of looks, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. And for performance, I'm gonna give this a negative 5 out of 10. I know, it's a little, no hard feelings, Ozzy. The car is genuinely beautiful. And I mean that with like my whole heart. It's a super good looking car. I would drive it 100%. Now, to make the performance better, this car does come either with a 3-speed automatic or 5-speed manual. Believe it or not, I feel like that's perfectly fitting because my car, which has 272 horsepower, has a 5-speed automatic transmission. And trust me when I say that thing is so slow. It's smooth, but slow. When you're working with 54 horsepower, it tends to be a lot smoother, right? There's not much range you can shift from. There's not much range you have to shift from. Right? And I'm sorry, Ozzy, this is gonna be a super rough start, but I'm gonna have to give this car an average rating of 1 out of 10. And it's only because of this terrible performance. But again, I didn't do that much research on the car, so please correct me if I am wrong. I'll literally reply to your comment and change my answer there. Anyways, on to the next. Okay, it looks like Hanuski? How do you say your name? Anyways, you have a Honda Accord. All right, Nusky, I have a little debacle over here because I'm looking at your car and I think it's beautiful. I genuinely love this car. The color is amazing. It's a 2-door coupe Accord, so it looks better. I just prefer the earlier Honda Accord coupes over the 4 doors. But you're saying this has a D20 B-Tech engine. I did a little research. The D20, first of all, doesn't even exist. Second of all, the 6th gen Accord never even got a D series. So I'm confused, bro. I would like everyone to know that he later did confirm that he meant F series. So yes, he has an F20 engine, 4-cylinder. Assuming that it is just a 4-cylinder F series, then it makes roughly 150 horsepower. The Honda Accord is the Honda Civic's big brother, right? It's a little heavier, it's a little more luxurious, you got more options. This one in particular is a manual with leather seats. So I'm gonna have to assume it's a little bit heavier. It's a little bit, more up there in trims. It's a little more expensive. And it weighs just under 3,000 pounds. The car is gonna be pretty zippy, right? It's not gonna be the fastest car in the world. You're not driving a Porsche 911 ST or Porsche 911 GT2 RS. But they're not extremely slow. They're zippy. They're quick. They're fun to throw around, right? So in terms of performance, I'm gonna have to give this a 7 out of 10. And for looks, right with it, 7 out of 10. The car is beautiful. It could always be beautiful-er. So, Nusky, Hanuski, Newski, Hanuski, I'm gonna give your car an average rating of 7 out of 10. Touche. All right, let's see who else the wheel lands on. All right. Okay. Now, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I have to assume it's Turkish. I don't speak Turkish, but I do know that the C in Turkish is pronounced as J in English, so Jetin. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. But Jetin has a W108 Mercedes. And oh boy, this is gonna be a great one, I'll tell you that. I have a goal in life. I will be a millionaire. It's why I work every day super hard on this social media stuff. It's why I work hard at school, even if I struggle to work hard. Even if I struggle to do the work, I'm still working hard, endlessly trying to make everything work out for myself. And when I finally achieve those luxuries, all that money that I really wanted, I'm not gonna be the type of person to go buy an S63. Oh, trust me, I'm gonna buy one, but I'd rather get a W100 Mercedes 600 class over the S63 if I had the choice to only pick one. I would rather get a W108 over, I don't know, a C63. I just love older cars like that. I love 60s and 70s cars, especially Mercedes. And because of that, I have to go straight in and tell you 10 out of 10. Not only the exterior, but as well the interior. It's blue. It's a very beautiful blue. I believe my father's W123 300D class had a blue velvety interior. It was velour, I think. It was super soft. The material felt like velvet. So it was extremely soft. It was a very beautiful car. This car, you can tell it's a 4-speed, 5-speed manual. One or the other. It's not an automatic. Transmission has nothing to do with the performance, but I will say the performance isn't the best. This car gets anywhere from 130 to 200 horsepower, and while on the outside it doesn't look that bad, or what this car is very minute, because this car is a big body Benz. Remember, I used to be dusty, right? This car is gigantic, just ginormous. You get roughly an 11.6 second 0 to 60. And if you have the V8, you have a top speed of 126 miles per hour, while I believe the inline 6 has a 114 mile per hour top speed, right? It's not crazy low. When you get to those speeds, the car is gonna be cruising smoothly, it's gonna feel great, right? But it's just not fast. Not a car that you want to throw around. It's a car that you want to go on long, pointless drives with. This is the perfect daily driver as well. So due to the performance, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. But again, the 10 out of 10 for looks. This is a sexy car. And with that, Jetin, I'm gonna give you an average score of 7 out of 10. Now on to the next car. Horus with the R129 SL600. Now the Mercedes SL600 R129, it's a little bit of an awesome freaking car because it has a 6-liter V12. And you might be wondering, why doesn't the 6-liter V12 have an AMG badge? Well, that's because this car was made for a different reason. You see, this car has 389 horsepower. This car was tuned more so for luxury, right? It's supposed to be a true grand tourer, like that of a Bentley Continental GT, right? It's a super fast car, super powerful car, but it's also super luxurious, super smooth, super amazing. That's the word, right? It's not meant for the track necessarily. And because of that, I'd rate it higher than an AMG in terms of performance. Though an AMG is probably going to be faster, this car handles way better in terms of like long road, right? This car was made for long, pointless road trips. It's a car that you want to be in for a very long time. This car is not light by any means. It's supposed to be a super luxurious grand tourer. And because of that, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for performance. Now, for looks, I don't even have to say much. 10 out of 10. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Just look at the exterior and look at the interior. It's beautiful. It's a car that you want to drive. It's a car that you're not gonna hate traveling an hour and a half every day to work with. You're gonna love driving it because of how smooth it is and how luxurious it is and how sexy it is, right? Need I say more? No. Average score I'm gonna give it is 8.5 out of 10. There's one more car in this video and then I'm gonna stop it right there. I don't want this video to be extra long. Final car is Gage with his Chevy Equinox. Okay, so the car isn't my favorite, right? I've never been a huge GM fan. Considering this is the last generation Equinox, I'll have to say it looks a lot better than the one before that. So, and the design isn't crazy. It's not something I would personally drive because I tend to be a European car guy. You can ask any of my friends, any of my family. I'm not really an American car guy. Believe it or not, I wouldn't even buy a Corvette. It's just not my thing. The only American car I would consider is a Cadillac CT5V Blackwing. I believe it just got discontinued, unfortunately, but it's like the last pure American car. And I know that Equinox isn't necessarily a sports car. However, I will say this is one of the better looking SUVs. I would take this SUV over a bunch of other ones. I'd take it over a RAV4. I'd take it over a CRV. And because of that, I'm gonna have to give it a 6.5 out of 10, a 6.5 out of 10 in terms of looks. Now for performance, considering this car does have the 2-liter 4-cylinder, the car has almost as much horsepower as my car, which has 272 horsepower. And my car is apparently supposed to be a sports car. This car has 252 horsepower. So you're really 20 off of mine. Considering it is way heavier than my car, it's gonna be slower with the mix of lower power. However, it is more zippy than one might expect. It's probably a lot more fun to drive than, let's say, a RAV4 or a CRV. And for that, I'm gonna give the performance an 8 out of 10. So for that, I'm giving this car an average score of 7.25 out of 10. I'm gonna be making one more video. I have everyone else lined up on the circle, on the wheel, and I will be making a third part to this video where I rate those people's cars. But from now on, I'm not accepting other people because too many people ask me, and I understand. I wanna be able to please everyone with these videos, but can't always do that. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by July, and I know I can do it with your guys' help. Make sure to also follow me on TikTok and Instagram, where I post 3 times a day, every day. But with all that out of the way, it's been me.